2.
Hello and welcome to Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. I'm Roger Norum.
And I'm Bill Littauer. Among our top stories, the rape and sex abuse trial of a karate instructor opens.
The town of Mamaroneck trying to figure out which side to take on the airport controversy.
A new garden dedicated at the Mamaroneck Library.
Town police step up their patrols against graffiti vandals. First, the trial has finally begun for a Larchmont karate instructor accused of sodomy, rape, and sexual abuse of 3 teenage girls. 32-year-old Omar Gonzalez was indicted last December. He has been free on $10,000 bail. He has pleaded innocent to all the charges. Gonzalez taught rape defense at the American Martial Arts on the Post Road in Larchmont. During his training sessions, Police Chief William Caresy says he told the girls they had to learn to endure the touching of their private parts in order to save themselves if they were ever attacked. Bill?
A Stamford, Connecticut company has been selected to proceed with construction of the Larchmont Village Hall Annex. Architects from the firm of Price Brycemeister estimated the project at slightly more than $1 million. Village trustees hope to trim that figure to about $600,000. The plan would create 3,900 square feet of additional office space while conforming to the Gothic style of the main municipal building.
The Washingtonville Housing Alliance has gotten a $25,000 grant to pay for legal services. The money from the county will be used to pay for documents and other legal services needed for the construction of the 75-unit Mamaroneck Gardens Senior Citizens Complex on Halsted Avenue. The county has already provided $190,000 for architectural design and other preliminary construction work. The 8-story building would be built with a $6.8 million federal housing and urban development mortgage. Construction should be complete by October 1st of next year. Bill?
The town of Mamaroneck Council is trying to make up its mind on the controversial expansion of the Westchester County Airport. So far, it has only heard formally from the opposition. For more on that and other town matters, LMC News talked with Councilwoman Cathleen Tracy O'Flynn. Kathy, what's been the reaction so far to what you've heard on the proposed airport expansion?
Well, the town board heard a presentation that was given by County Legislator Martin Rogowski, who's a representative from Harrison. He is opposed to the compromise that's been made. The County Board of Legislators recently decided to put before the voters a referendum that would call for a $21 million bond issue that would cover the expense of the new building. Although it was originally proposed at a much higher square footage of space, it has been reduced to 41,000 square feet of space, which in Mr. Rogowski's estimation is still too much. He believes that the question is not whether you want a new building at the airport, but how large a building you want. Some of his arguments were that the present peak capacity right now is 160 passengers per half hour, and for some reason the legislators have decided that they want to lobby Congress to see if they could get a cap at 240 passengers per half hour, which in my mind, in his and in my mind, seems to be that they're planning for increased traffic. And I think that's the big question that the voters will have. Is this new building going to create increased traffic in an area that is a suburban community?
The Emlyn Theater Street Fair was a smashing success. One of the people who made it run smoothly was Arthur Trowbridge. He talked to LMC News about the fair.
Art, can you tell us a little bit about the outcome of the Emlyn Street Fair?
Sure. It was the biggest, most successful fair we ever had, from what I understand, in the history of the Emlyn Theater. You could tell because when we were walking around on the street, there was no place to go. We were crowded, people were walking all over each other. It was a great day. We had a wonderful time.
Throughout the day you had this kind of success?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we had planned this year's street fair to be, as far as supplies and food and stuff is concerned, to be the same as it was for last year. And by 2 o'clock this year at the street fair, we had run out of hot dogs and hamburgers. We had to close down the food stand. We sent people running out to a supermarket to bring back more rolls and more hot dogs so we could open it up. So yeah, as far as it was concerned, it was pretty successful, and it lasted all day, sure.
Is the Emlyn happy with the financial turnout, money raised?
As far as I know, yeah, I guess you'd have to say if if it was the most successful fair you ever had, the money was also most successful because, we base it on what we spend on the street fair to get it going and then what we bring in. And from all corners that I can see, just even given the number of people that were there, it was probably successful financially as well, yeah.
Can we look forward to any new programming?
Yes, we can. Coming up in October, we preview on October 17th A.R. Gurney's The Cocktail Hour, and it will preview October 17th, 18th, and 19th, and will open on October 20th for official.
Here's a little secret you should be in on. At the Mamaroneck Public Library, there's a little treasure chest on the main floor. It sits on a table in a room that also has large print books and the photocopying machine. There are food discount coupons in this little treasure chest. They're donated by generous people who receive them but don't need them. Other members of the community are welcome to come by and help themselves. You'll find they are all neatly categorized for your convenience. On Monday, September 17th, the little garden outside the library was dedicated to the memory of Arthur Ernst. It's a living tribute to the late Larchmont native. He was a lover of gardens, and Polly Ernst was a longtime member of the Mamaroneck Garden Club. The club contributed to the garden project, which was planned and planted by Jane Marion. Roger?
Town of Mamaroneck officials are fuming over graffiti vandals. Not only are they spray painting graffiti on bridges and utility poles, but now they are ruining freshly laid cement sidewalk panels. Assistant Town Administrator Paulette Gabriellini says it costs $45 to replace each panel, and 30 of them have been defaced with initials and racial slurs over the past few weeks. The town has already offered a $100 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of graffiti vandals, but so far no one has turned anybody in. Now police will step up patrols to protect the freshly laid cement. Bill?
If you're interested in competitive swimming, you'll want to meet Andrea Cecchi, an Italian student on his way to the World Championship meet in Australia this December. He's a student at UCLA, but he was in Larchmont recently to visit. Rita Blockton caught up with him at the Emlyn Studios.
Andrea, we're so glad to have you here in Larchmont. Tell me how you got involved in swimming and how you got to UCLA, and it's very exciting to be doing the World Championship swimming.
Yeah, it's very exciting. The way I got involved in swimming, it's kind of strange. I was in Iran with my family. My father has been sent there for work, and we had a swimming class, and at the end there was a little meet. I won my race, was a kid stuff, and then we got back to Italy, and I didn't really have friends because we spent a year and a half in Iran, and my mom decided to sign me in a swimming class. So that's the way I started. Then I got bigger, and I was swimming always, and I really like it. And then I decided that I wanted to go to college and keep swimming. And since this is very hard in Italy, I thought about the States. So I wrote my letters around, and I got recruited by UCLA, a school that I really liked a lot. So I became a UCLA swimmer.
So how did you get involved in the world tryouts? How do you try out for something like that?
Well, every year there is a trial for the biggest meet. It can either be the Olympic Games or European Games or World Championship. And this year the trials was for World Championship, and luckily I qualified for World Championship, 100 and 200 breaststroke, and here I am.
So I understand you're going to try swimming at the hammocks if you can get in sometime soon.
Yeah, I tried. It's not really a must this week. We still have several months to train, but if I could, it would be nice.
Yeah. And you'll be on your way to Australia when?
Well, we'll leave probably mid-December to get adjusted to the time, and we're probably going to stay there more than a month.
Fabulous. So I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Will you let us know?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, good. Okay.
The fall semester is getting off to a terrific start. There are 21 new teachers and 5 additional elementary classrooms. The Mamaroneck School District is the recipient of a mentoring grant from New York State that will team new and experienced teachers that will work together throughout the year, learn, plan, observe, and share experiences. Rhinex Superintendent Frank Tassone was the recent subject of a front-page article in the Gannett on his district's innovative programming. We hope to share many of those programs with you very soon, including some very special first graders who are learning to speak French. A bientôt.
And that's it for another edition of Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. We're on Channel 36 each weekday night at 5 and 10.
If you'd like to join us in working on this program, join us Thursday nights at 7. We're here each week at the LMC studios in the Palmer Avenue building of Mamaroneck High School. Hoping to see you next week. I'm Roger Norum for Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News.
And I'm Bill Littauer. Thanks for watching.